It's a hot summer. Yeah,
it's better now than in June.
Yes, better. Yes, it has. I'm not in the middle of a heat wave right now in Ontario, Canada. The temperatures goes down a little nicer at night, so it's a little more bearable. So that's kind of nice. Of course, our friends in the southern hemisphere, in Chile and Australia, New Zealand, they're suffering through winter. So we shouldn't complain about the heat. Not too much. Anyways, hello to everyone who's in the chat. We have some of our regulars are joining us, so good to see you there. And hello to everyone who's watching after the fact, on demand, streaming it afterwards. I know there's at least one who asked a direct question through Ask Aleš, so we'll get to Jeff's question, and Jeff, hopefully, that will answer it for you. And of course, for anyone who doesn't have their questions answered fully, or need to explain more, you can just go back to the G2G post and add another comment or question to that, and we will deal with it in September. But today we're going to focus on our questions. There were some follow-up questions added to the July G2G post, so we'll start with those, and then we'll go on to the August ones. But for those who are here live, if you do have questions, we will answer your questions live as well. So put them in the chat for us, please. Start it with a Q, capital Q, if you can, so that they'll jump out at me as we're going through. I guess we should start off. Let's start off with the July questions. So let's see. We answered that. We talked about did we talk about the Portuguese archives? I think we did. That was July 1st.
Yes, we resolved those. I programmed it. I got the replacement links from someone, and programmed both to correct all links to the new one, so they all work now.
Yeah, that is great. That's amazing that you can just have your edit bot go through and just change those automatically. It's quite nice.
No, amazing is that someone was actually having a database of changed documents or pages, so that he knows what changed to what.
Oh, so it wasn't just the domain name that had to change.
No, it wasn't the domain problem. It wasn't only the domain problem. It was actually the URL changed. So.
Oh, wow. Okay, so question for August, starting with Patty. Oh, yeah, and this was a follow-up to some stuff from the June reveal. As he pointed out in the rock reveal from June, Ireland has a big lonely dot in the middle of Northern Ireland. Oh, right. It's all about maps and map locations. Mm-hmm. He was wondering, he was able to figure out how to change the coordinates of Ireland to be closer to where he needs it to be, in the center of the island. He wants to know, can I find the history of the coordinates previously associated with the location, the generic location, Ireland? And will all WikiTreeers now see the new Ireland dot in the location he put it? And we actually talked about this also during the challenge. WikiTree challenge.
So there is a possibility to correct the location on the map, and all WikiTree users will see the new locations, and I don't have a history of changes.
So there you go. Okay.
That's in short. Now let's have a look at that. Actually, I can check how many locations were actually entered.
Okay. You're sharing your screen now, by the way.
I hope so. Can you?
Okay. Yeah.
It's location.
And before you ask Anne, he's working on his database. He can't make that screen any bigger.
Location summary. Unique. I don't know. Actually, I forgot where that is.
Oh, it's here somewhere, but there's
It
so much
should be,
data.
yeah. Okay, let's have a different. So it uses.
Mhm. What is it? Finnegan wants to say hi. He's actually being a bit of a suck this morning. He wants constant attention.
Mm,
Okay.
no, it's not
Or-
this one.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't think I will now find it now.
Oh no. Okay.
Um,
Woof to Finn. Thanks.
maybe in between.
Yeah. But I'm sharing my screen. You can delve deeper.
Yeah, I can look a bit further, but I have hundreds of tables, and this is just one of
Yes.
them.
Okay. So, but the you can change the default location of the
Yes,
random
I
job.
can show. Actually, I can show where and how to change. So let's do some random search for Juliana Trtnik, and then you can we can see those results on the map.
Mhm.
You don't need my location.
No.
And now, when you are on a certain profile or location,
Mhm.
I think I did play with my father's birthplace in the past.
Right. Mhm.
So once I here click on a profile, you have here listed birthplace and correct birth location.
Oh.
With
Okay.
this option, the same for death place.
Okay. Now, but everyone who
Location.
yeah.
And now I will put it. Okay, let's put it still in the town.
Okay.
Okay, the layer is entered locations. Cool. So, and now I moved this explicit location to the new position with this.
Right.
At least I think I did. Wait, let me see. Okay, now I know the layer name.
So does that mean anyone who has the exact same location will use that new location on the map?
Yes. Okay. Yes, but if the spacing is different, it will be a different location.
So it has to be exact.
Yes, it has to be exact match. So
exact
you're
match.
not, but generally you can correct it. So we had 117 corrections until now.
117 corrections for that specific location?
Yeah. No, for everyone, I think. This is not really. This was never really promoted. So this location, most of the people don't even know about the option.
So is Patty is Ireland in there? The one that Patty did?
It should be, but which Ireland?
I thought it was just generic Ireland. Patty, can you correct us? Was it just generic Ireland you corrected?
No, it was. It was Ireland. So it was entered on 17 July. That's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What was before? I don't know. I think
you don't have history. So has someone corrected the generic Canada? Can you see if that's in there?
I don't think so.
Canada
is not here.
Wow. So I can make
Why is
Canada go
this
anywhere.
one here 7 times? Well, this is not. This is some temporary measure to correct something.
Right.
As the time goes on, at some point, I will probably drop this table and I will no longer use it, because we are improving things all over the place,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
I think I think this is so just to correct something if there is
Right.
no other corrections, no other possible correction to correct it. It's better to correct location if you spelled it wrong or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Now, in general, like, how do maps normally, like, if you just put in a country name and you don't put anything else, does it map it to the capital of the country generally, or does it map to the geographic center of the country?
Well, I actually use the GeoNames database for for most of geolocating. So depending on where the location was entered there for Canada. They do. Probably someone didn't put it on on some village, but somewhere in where there's nothing else and some space. So
Yeah, because generally, if you put
that's usually how you do it.
it's up in the Northwest Territories, like it's above, there's almost zero population at that dot, is what I'm imagining.
Yes, but to put the dot on capital of the region is also pointless,
misleading for
because
sure.
it will just mess the
Yeah.
other data.
Yeah. I think
So it's good to
Winnipeg
be
is closer.
obviously in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, it is obviously the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Good. Thanks for that. So the next question, from Kathy Nava, also location based. The help. Her question is about adding house numbers and stuff like that in the location field. And let me just
Generally, WikiTree says you shouldn't, but I see a lot of people, including me, doing that.
Including you doing. So
yes,
her question
because
was,
when I'm working on church books from 18th century, the most important identifier is the house number, because the house number stayed the same for 100 years, and whoever was born there is most likely your relative. So
for sure,
I am. I know it's not by the guidelines, but I use it because it's extremely useful. Otherwise, for recent locations, like for instance where I was born, I don't. But when doing research that is house-based, it's very helpful to have the actual house number, because you can search them by it and so on.
Yeah, that's true. So
But
Kathy's
the
official guidelines is not to put the house number in, right? Yeah. Her question was, adding the house number, does that
but
cause
I see
suggestions?
when I am no, there's no suggestions for that. Okay. And I also now when I'm working on location picker, I see actually the same thing doing by many other users. So we have a lot of locations with house numbers.
Okay. So even though it's not suggested, it doesn't actually mess up the suggestions or the locations?
No, also the location recognition works from the end of the string by commas. So it locates a town or a village, and then it's since the street is not found, it doesn't go any further.
It just stops there. Right. Okay. But in WikiTree Plus, if you did that specific location, you could actually, like you've done for your father's house, map it to an exact location if you zoom in close enough, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so
If
that's
you
pretty
know,
cool.
I mean, I
If you know, yeah,
because
yeah.
even that can often be a problem.
Well, yeah, yeah. Okay,
When I was, because the house did renumber every 100 years or so, so it's you really must get an old map with house numbers
yes,
to
that's right.
actually know where it was, and even those maps are often hard to compare to the today's state, because the rivers move, roads move, everything. I mean, it's
Yes,
really
everything
can
shifts.
be hard to determine what is correct.
Yeah. So, Patty has a follow-up then. I guess it was part of our discussion at the end. Should the dot be at the geographical center of the country or at the center sort of weighted by population? And I wonder if is that there is no official policy because you're just taking the center or the country from the geo names database, right?
Yes, depends how it's entered there. I
Mhm.
didn't go into details by checking. Maybe you can ask or search on geonames if they have a policy about this, but I don't think so. It's just
Right.
usually you find an empty place when you
Yeah.
put where you place the region.
Good. Yeah. Or it could be a point of discussion on a G2G post, or yeah, our next tech talk Zoom. We could talk. We could weigh the pros and cons of that. So that finding the center weighted by population, that's kind of a cool idea. Some neat math involved with that, I think. We won't see that. You also commented about house numbers in Ireland. They just generally don't have permanent numbers, so half the fun is lining up the numbers from different sources. Yeah, they change all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does the next one? Duncan had a question. I have many infant deaths on my watch list which are unlikely to be edited or changed, therefore not needed on my watch list. How do I use WikiTree Plus to search the watch list for an infant under 5 years who has not been edited for more than 6 months? No. Okay. We're hearing a lot of
I have
the
some
wind. The
problems
wind
with
is
the
making a lot of sound
internet.
on your mic.
Um,
Back.
yeah, it's a bit windy, and
A bit
the
windy.
internet is a bit lousy. So
So that's why. Okay.
I
We'll put
don't.
up with
I'm
it.
not saying that those two things are connected, but let me just switch to the phone
Your
network.
satellite dish is blowing in the wind back in the campground there.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, mobile hotspot is on.
Oh, much quieter all of a sudden. It seems to be. Or is that quiet because we've lost the connection? Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Sorry, folks. I'm moving. Aleš is very, very still. Uh-oh. Now what have we done? Oh, we've lost his screen. Uh-oh. Sorry, folks. Well, while I've lost his screen, I'll share the question that was asked and just repeat it again. So Duncan says he has many infant deaths on his watch list, which are unlikely to be edited. So, oh yeah, and we've lost Aleš completely now. So, oops. I'm sure he'll be back shortly. And Duncan wants to know if there's a way of searching for them who haven't been edited. And we have some answers. Duncan has already figured out the solution. So maybe we don't even, let's see if I can simulate what Duncan has done here. Oh, Aleš is back. That's good news.
I hope it's better now.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so someone suggested we try that. Linda suggested that if we just did a search for manager equals, and I can put Clarke 110780, I will get 53 profiles. Yeah. Charles died within a month. Chantelez again died very next day. All been sad. And I've even put the died template on those people. Okay. Now the question is, how do we zero in to the ones that were not edited recently? So, and Duncan has figured out that if we use that little SQL and add that to the end.
Well, actually, we have a magic keyword like recently edited. That is, I think, if it was you can check on help. If a profile was edited within last month, I think.
Okay. Recent. Edited. Last edit. There we go. Last edit.
No, that is for never edited profiles and the ones that were last time edited in up to 2014.
Okay.
That is different.
Is there another one?
Can you move on?
Yeah, last edited.
No, these are the same one. Let me check.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, let me try that SQL search that it suggested. So if I do that, that's going to reduce it from 53 to 46 that their last edit was before 2025, 03 March. Does it show? This doesn't show the list of all the profiles. It doesn't actually show the last time it was edited, does it? Oh, wait a second. What's here?
No, I don't display that info.
Those are just updates I've done or comments from. Oh, that's 2023.
Changes month. The keyword is changes month.
Changes.
And you can get the changes done by a certain user. So it's actually not a keyword; it's an index. So changes month equals you.
Okay. Changes month. Okay. So if I added, let's see. So on top of this or instead of this?
You can put instead of this because you're interested only in your edits, right?
Yeah.
And you can even skip the first one. If you skip the first part of the query, you will get all the profiles that you edited within last 30 days, I think.
So it looks like 7 of them are ones that I've. Yes, these are all ones that I've added for Patty's family, Patty Waldron's family.
So this is if you're searching for something that you recently did but you can't find.
Right.
You can use changes month and it lists all profiles. If you also remove H0, you will get all profiles that you edited within the last month. And then if you know a name or something, you should be able to quickly find what you're looking for.
Excellent. So I had 8 that were on my watch list because I created them but didn't remove myself as the profile manager, but 240 of them are not. So a whole pile
you're not necessarily manager of all these profiles. You just edited them.
Just edited them. Yes. Oh, very nice. Okay. Well,
This
that's
was also used in case of some malicious
challenges.
use of WikiTree, so we could track all the changes that a user did.
Right. That's helpful. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Very cool. Okay. So I hope
Yes,
that.
the question was about the profiles that had not been edited, so you can include not and this query.
So at the beginning or at the end?
So you play you at the beginning, but you need something before. So you need H0 or and the and
Okay.
the managed profiles, and now you will get. Okay, this is from whole WikiTree. This is not,
Oh, right.
you still need the
So I'm going to want manager
manager.
equals. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So now those 8 that you edited are removed.
Right. Right.
And on the original question, you repeat this with H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until you want.
Oh, okay. So age can be up to.
Yeah, age is the age at death if both dates are entered.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can do
Can you
5,
do
6
like something
queries
like
and
a
get.
specific, like 53?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Wow. That's cool. Okay.
All of the ones 50, 60, 70 return much more results because the private profiles have only decades visible, and they're 30, 40, 50 years old exactly, not
Right.
the actual age.
Right.
If
Right.
you write 50, now you got 10 profiles. If you write 50, you will get probably much higher number statistically.
Right. Oh,
Oh, only 6. Okay.
that's interesting.
Well, on a big scale, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Maybe you you don't have many private profiles with hidden
Maybe.
the actual birth and death dates.
Right. Right. Okay. So
Since you are
Amanda,
a good genealogist.
yeah. The question was about had not been edited, so that's why we added the not in front of the changes month keyword there. Yeah. So that's changes within the last month. Is there a changes within the last year? Is there a changes year option? No.
That would be just too many profiles. I mean, that can go into tens of thousands.
Right. Yeah. I suppose. I mean, the SQL query here that he added, that Duncan had found, you could use that to cover any sort of range, right? So if you wanted exactly, 1 year, you could put the last edit date was.
You could, if you have, you can also use that one.
Yeah,
it's a bit slower, but it will work.
If you needed that type of specific or time frame that was more than a month.
You can also put from to, so to find the one that you did during the thon, for instance.
Right, yeah.
But this is just the last edit. If you edit it, the profile again, it will not show up then.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay, and that was the last question added to July. Let me just refresh again, just to make sure. Yep. Nothing.
No, I closed the question, so no.
And you closed it so that just to make sure.
When I open new one, I close the old one. So
that's smart. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Nothing else related to that. So we're on to August. I do not need my scarf in August, so I should have a summer. You have a summer picture for me. Oh, you do say it's the screenshots from December, so There's the clarification there. This is an interesting from Jeff. Now, Jeff is going to be watching us after the fact. I don't think he's showed up in the chat. So his question is it possible to query WikiTree Plus based on whether or not a profile has a linked family search ID? And then he gives an example here. This one has a matching profile.
Yeah. No, it's not possible. Although I did look into this, and we have. I was surprised. We have over 1 million profiles linked to family search.
Family search, family tree. Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking of maybe making that available, but really it's just a number, so it doesn't tell much, or there's no point in searching by it. Maybe just that one exists. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I think he's just looking for a Boolean, like true or false. Is there a family search ID connected?
I could probably do that, but I need to import those million records each week. I still haven't. Each week, I do it once per week. I update the data. No, but when I was looking into this, I got another idea to actually use those number, because this ID represents exact profile on family search,
right?
And by using their API, I could get the information on birth date, birth location, and death date, and the relatives from their site. And create suggestions like we have for Wikidata and family and find a grave.
Oh,
so like there is a date, you don't have one. Have a look. Or there is a father entered there, and based on their info, it's this profile. You should connect them or not, depending on the sources. But so this is something I got after I read this and checked and saw the number of connections made. That might be interesting, because family search trees are usually quite full of sources. So if nothing else, you can. Those are usually sourced well. So it's good starting point.
Yeah. So depending on which part of the tree you're looking at, you're right. Some of them do have lots of sources and are quite accurate.
Actually, all of them are. When I started with my closer relatives on family search, they were all unsourced, but as the records became available online, they offered me, oh, look, we found this record for this one, and I connected some of those to the profiles there. So actually, the state of the tree improves also there. So you can find new sources that didn't exist at the time you were entering profile on WikiTree.
True. Yeah, I mean, all the companies are expanding their record record numbers. It's wild. Well, that'd be interesting. I wonder if, to go back to Jeff's question here, if there is a way of using the connection with the bio search. So I've done this search here. If I analyze the results in biocheck right now, it's going to pull up the same.
I don't think biocheck does check that. I don't know.
Well, I wonder, like, you can search the biography for a phrase. So I wonder.
Yes, but this is not in the biography. This is in the. You actually have there are special API calls to get this info for a profile on WikiTree. You can actually retrieve the number from some app, or but I don't think this is done here.
So if I search for, okay, if I want to search for just the word family search, like I'm wondering if it shows up in the template.
No, it's not on the bio. It's not stored within the biography. This is additional info, like relatives and other things.
Okay, so
but family search is very often present on in sources. So
of course it's in the sources. Yeah, so that's not going to help me any.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Well,
okay.
if it's very important to do this search, I can most likely add a special keyword that would return true or false if it's present. But okay, while thinking about this, I got even bigger idea.
You got an even bigger idea. Okay.
For now,
well,
it's not possible.
For now, it's not. Okay, so the short answer is for now, it is not. But you know what? Maybe Patty, who's very good at remembering these things, because by the time we get to the end of August and it's time for our August Tech Talk, I wonder if we can ask Kay if we can do what I was hoping here, is to do a biocheck search for that. That's assuming that Aleš hasn't already solved the problem and put the question, put the flag in with the keyword in WikiTree Plus by then. But I'm just thinking there's probably a way with the two tools working together, WikiTree Plus with the biocheck. Okay, we'll just leave that for now. But meanwhile,
it's a different call because it's a different API call to get the family search ID for a profile than the bio.
Well, I think what Jeff is asking, like, if you've added that, it's not. You're right. It's not in the bio. But doesn't it show up as a template in the sources section, family search template?
No, no, it doesn't.
I'll have to.
This is next to the bio on the right column. This frame is on the right column of the profile, so it's constructed by WikiTree server each time directly.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I'm seeing. Now I'm understanding. Yeah, that's on the side. So if I looked at my own, I don't see that.
It should be down on the yellow frame on the right.
Yellow frame. In this frame.
This one. Yeah.
I see.
But I mean, you have to go to some of your ancestors or so.
Right. Yeah. Because I was thinking. I guess I don't have it for myself. Yeah, because my profile would be private on Family Search, Family Tree anyways. But I was thinking there's a Family Tree, Family Search template that can be added at the bottom of the bio. That's what I was thinking of. I wasn't thinking of the research hint here, but that was Jeff's question specifically. Okay. Good. We were both talking about, I was thinking of a totally different thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on. There's two more questions here that have been asked in the G2G, but let's take a break and switch to questions directly from people who are here live. Amanda has asked a question. I have access to 2 cemetery lists for Victoria, Australia. Where would I find a list for New Guinea? The lists have profile IDs that need to be added to the cemetery category. Cemetery list for Victoria. Cemeteries in New Guinea.
First of all, what was meant by cemetery lists for Victoria? Probably the one when you get the profiles I don't know. So that should be what, a category on WikiTree Plus, or
I'm guessing,
on
yeah.
WikiTree, or let's have a look.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to share your screen? Your screen got unshared.
I am. So we are looking for categories in.
I can't add your screen.
Do you see my screen?
No, I don't.
No.
Does anyone else see Alesh's screen?
Oh, it got lost. Aha.
It got lost. Yeah, it got lost in the shuffle.
Okay, I will share it again.
Okay.
StreamYard. Share screen.
Patty has clarified that the family search link is a template, which is what I was thinking, but at others it's a URL in the biography, and further others it's in the right-hand column, which is what was the original question and what was Alesh's interpretation. Yeah. And he suggests they all be combined. Good idea, Patty. Yeah. Amanda just echoed that. Yeah.
Okay. New.
Okay, so now we're back to the question about the cemetery list.
Correctly. New Guinea. Okay.
Guinea, yeah. Guinea. I'm sure they don't pronounce it Guinea at all.
Okay, on something like
okay, so you can search for categories, right? I keep forgetting that you can do searches for categories in WikiTree Plus. Of course you can.
This New Guinea, probably.
There we go. Papua New Guinea. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we have a few
so 4
cemeteries here.
Port Moresby, yeah, that's the capital, I think, of Papua New Guinea. One place study.
WikiTree Plus report. Probably she meant this table.
Ah, maybe.
Oof.
So, does that show everyone
from the cemetery?
It's building from the category. Now, can you remind me again? Does that table show just people who are in the category, or people who should be in the category but aren't, or does it show both?
Both.
It shows both. Okay. And if you find someone that's
here, first part shows so the category itself, so all the profiles that are in the category, and if they have they are also linked to Find a Grave memorial. It's in the lower part of the list here.
Okay.
And here at the top are the ones that are without Find a Grave memorial. As you come on, this is moving so slowly. And then these are all then some that are mixed content in multiple categories and so on. And then on the lower part of the report is a Find a Grave cemetery report report, but this one is kind of empty. Interesting. No, this is just a report for the other. For the these are there are just reports for the other cemeteries that appear. But this one should. Why is this one empty? Cemetery category. Let's check on another one. This one, no. No, but actually, multiple.
Used on multiple find a grave cemeteries. Is it? I wonder. Is that because that cemetery is one that's gone through a number of different name changes? Why?
I don't know. Port Moresby War Cemetery. Port Moresby.
I'm pretty sure that Port Moresby is the capital of Papua New Guinea, so it's probably the largest population center.
Let's check a different one. Port Moresby War Memorial. There are not many cemeteries here, and memorials are less good.
Okay. So I see that Amanda says that's it. So I'm hoping that means that we've answered the question in our wandering. I hope so. She's trying to finalize the list of the memorials. Rabal. Okay. Was that one of the four? Rabal? I'm thinking the last one, the fourth one, that was no list. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're right there. You go.
I don't know. Maybe something is not working because it should list.
Thank you, Ravonda.
Find the grave.
Okay. Ravonda clarified for me. The first section is the profiles that have the category, but the memorial is not added to the profile. Okay. That would be the find a grave memorial is not added. Okay. Oh, and we did. Yeah, so we answered Amanda's question, I think. Okay. That's good. And Azure has also given the link to, if you want to go back to that, if you want to find the list of all the cemeteries as a starting point, you can go to the category for cemeteries. Thank you, Azure.
No.
Juliana. Okay, so I think we can go back to, and Patty says to refresh it because he's already answered Azure's question for us from August. Of course he has. There he is. Okay. So let's just go back to take over again. Okay. So Azure's question was, let me just zoom in just a little bit more. Is there a way to search the WikiTree Plus for the CC7 from multiple WikiTree IDs? And this the last time we did the challenge was because she was private. Her parents were both living, so we couldn't do the CC7. It didn't go anywhere because with the private parents, it just sort of cut it off. And Patty just reminded us that we can use an OR. So that'll work,
exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So next
time you can even use that also for for adoptive parents.
Right. Yes, you could. Perfect. Yes.
For instance, if you would want for yourself to
That's
So
right.
biological parents from you and
Yeah.
parents. I don't know to which one you are linked, but it would be another possibility.
Right. Or 67 equals Clarke 3588. Let's check that out. Oh, and we're going to want, well, I don't have 50,000 people, but there we go. Look at that.
2200.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I was going to say,
Since we are at or operator in the query,
yeah.
I was asked this week in G2G about how to correctly solve it. I even updated the help page afterwards a bit. So for all those that are slightly familiar with databases and so on, my OR operator works exactly like union in SQL database. So it has, you have one query, union, another query, third one, fourth one, and so on. And it merges duplicates, so you get a single result set with all. So that was a good explanation. So union is exactly how OR functions on WikiTree Plus.
Nice, nice, yeah. Okay. There we go. Lots of French Canadians. Oh. Is it the order in which they're loaded? Like the original sort order, is that just
is by user ID?
Oh, by user ID. Oh, but that the pro like brunette, so like
not
Patno.
WikiTree ID, user ID.
Oh, the ID number.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the name dash number, but the internal record
that's
number.
the fastest sort, and it's the first record field in a record, so that's the default. But you can select sort order any way you wish.
Yeah. So it's generally the oldest ones, like the first ones created.
The first one that were created and not merged are the first one.
Right. Okay.
You can use AND operator here instead of OR, or actually just delete the OR, and you will get the intersection of both CC7s. They connect somewhere.
So, the word AND?
Not AND, just AND.
Sorry?
You don't need AND.
Oh, I don't need it because it's assumed that, right?
Yeah.
Oh!
What?
No, they don't intersect in 7 generations.
Do you want me?
No.
No problem. I won't.
Oh, Siri wants to help me. That was nice. Right? Nope. Stop. Don't say that name. No. I do have connections. I am related to myself, so to speak, but it's not within 7.
Within CC7.
Not within 7, no. No, it has to go further back. 12 generations or something like that. You don't have CC12.
Well, you can also you can try ancestors equals Clarke and ancestor equals the other.
Sorry, say that again.
Instead of CC7, you can use ancestors.
Oh, ancestors.
And
I have to spell it right.
Ancestor, probably I don't think it's plural.
Okay.
Ancestor equals, and the other one also.
Ooh.
No, it's maybe it's plural. I don't know. Just check the help, or I can.
Oh, it doesn't okay. I had. Oh, there we go. There we go.
It is plural. Okay, my bad.
Wow, look at
these are the
1,500 ancestors. That's crazy.
Well, once you find one, all their ancestors
become my ancestors. That's right. That's right.
I mean, are replicated. They're in both trees. trees.
Right. Look at that. Look at how related I am to myself. That's wild. That's crazy. Okay, I'm sure we've lost all of the audience now. They don't really care anymore. But I'm sorry, folks, for my little diversions. Okay, let's get back on track. So thank you, Patty. Thank you, Aleš. The last question here is: I've added many cemeteries that are affiliated with churches. Can you automatically create categories for these churches from the affiliation one parameter of the cemetery category? Okay, and we're given an example.
Well, I don't basically do categories. I don't create them. So,
No.
I mean, I could, but I don't. I mean, I
Yeah,
do it
right.
now.
You've got enough.
I don't fully understand the question. I mean, if it's about thousands of categories that would
Yeah.
need replicated category, I could probably automate something, but what's the point in having copies of the category?
Right. So I think the intention is so. And this is Denise. Denise is in our chat. So Denise, if you're still here, because I saw you earlier. Oh, and thanks, Amanda. Thought that was fun. My digression showing how my adoptive self and my biological self have joint common ancestors. Denise is here, so she asked the question. I think the thing was we have all these categories for cemeteries, and many of the cemeteries are connected to churches. So I think what she'd like to do is to have to create some separate categories for those specific churches, so you could add those categories for the churches to the people.
But why would you create a category?
Well, you might want to have a category for members of the church, right? They may not have been buried in this church, but they took part in, the meetings and the fellowship and the garden parties and all that sort of stuff, so that you could have
but
build that up.
Something we will do for thousands of categories.
I don't think it would be something you do for you. It certainly wouldn't be something you do automatically for all of them. But I can see the question is, I mean, if the connection is already here, it seems that a lot of the data for creating a new category would be very similar to the structure.
I can export the data in a table. Actually, you can even see it on WikiTree Plus. So if you go, this is the category to the bottom, I think, of the page.
Bottom of the page.
There you have a link, navigate on WikiTree Plus.
This one here?
The last one, yep.
Okay.
And now go to the parent one, probably. So the cemeteries, the first one.
The very top one? Okay.
Yeah, but click the, no, okay. Click the icon on the left.
On the left, this one?
Yes.
The navigate one?
Now you will see all, you do the navigation to this one. So you get all the cemeteries now in North Carolina. And now I think you can, if you have their display details, you can select which field to display of the category info box, because all these categories do have. So this would be probably cemetery others, and apply. So you have here affiliation one in the last column.
Oh, there we go.
For all cemetery categories that have it.
There we go. So Canes, and I think that was
categories.
How come there's only?
If you in a table, I think you can use this. You can do it this way, or I can simply help you if you want the data for all cemeteries.
Okay. So that's one way of finding the ones that have that affiliation. In terms of the original question, can you just automatically create a category, a church category based on the cemetery category that it's affiliated with? That's not a WikiTree Plus function. But I know the WikiTree B extension does have the ability to create categories. So they've done specifically one for creating cemetery categories. They've got that option. So if you talk to Denise, maybe if you have a chat with the programmer of the B, which is, I think that's Ian, Ian Beekle. He may be able to do something to help automate that on a one-by-one basis. So obviously not automating them all, because that might be a way to attack that. And that's a question I can bring up. And Patty, remind me for the end of the month Tech Talk Zoom, because that might be something we talk about there. Denise, you can remind me about that as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm going to refresh again, see if there's any last-minute questions that got added. Doesn't look like there is. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Were there any other questions that showed up? No, that's it. Okay. I think we've answered all the questions. Now, you've been busy, even though you're on holidays. Do you want to go through some of the stuff that you've done? You've already talked about adding the Portuguese connections.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Changing those. But you could talk about it again if you want.
So let's see.
Yeah. Patty always has a running list.
So since
Thanks, Anne.
July, well, it was most about locations. Now the new generations is a hot subject on WikiTree, so we are adding new locations all the time, as requested in G2G or by the email or otherwise. So I actually added the location table now to the WikiTree Plus directly to. So
nice.
It's based here in the reports. You have a locations table, and excellent. You can search. You can leave it, have empty text, and it will show just the generic one with the links to regions, or you can enter, I don't know, I want only province, and you will get the entries that have, all the entries that have province in the in any of location listed. So this province of Canada, British North America, and so on. So you can actually filter out. You can additionally filter out this. Oh, okay, I don't want the Australian ones, so you go to north. You can go to north or here to region. Okay, and just or here. And now we have only Canadian entries with a province in the name, which are not all. This would be all Canadian entries, which is a much longer list.
Right.
So you can remove some groups by using this filter. And of course, so this list now has a lot of changes. I also added some addition. Okay, we'll see those as we go through them. Missing US territories, updating. Oh, these are technical things. Okay, the spam bot stopped spamming WikiTree Plus. So this is these are the charts. So first one is for July. This is last month. So that's the normal traffic we have on for whole most of the months. But the first few days were with 90,000 requests per hour. And
Wow.
here on the next one, where there is June and July, this bump here is the one here. So before that, we had much higher with 120,000 requests. So, but it seems that they stopped with all the precautions we measures I took to block them. So now we are back to normal operation, and I also removed a lot of blocking IPs that were blocked. So now I think I get 1 or 2 requests per week for unblocking. So
that's so much better.
We are we are back to normal operation. I will probably remove some other blocks also. But this is, I mean, what are they doing, and I don't know why.
Yeah. All of a sudden, they're obeying the robot's text directive.
No, they completely ignore it. If they would obey a robot's text, I wouldn't mind.
Well,
but
yeah,
they don't.
But do you think they started obeying it now, or no? Or they just stopped doing it?
No, they were just blocked and stopped doing it because they got nothing out of the site. The problem is I don't mind if they are crawling most of the pages, but the queries that I create are actually making the server busy, and I can't serve those requests in such numbers because then it doesn't work for other users. If the root I mean, Google obeys, and all main search engines do obey robots text file, and I have no problem with them doing it.
Speaking of locations, Amanda does have a question.
Yes.
She's been seeing some incorrect place names and wondering if she should let you know now or wait until there's a whole place name overhaul.
In the table, or in the locations table, or where?
Yeah. So, for example, the example she gave, Hobart Town in Van Diemen's Land, Australia. Australia shouldn't be added there because Australia wasn't a country when it was called Van Diemen's Land. It wasn't part of Australia officially. So that combination is not legit.
Have a look.
I think I've interpreted that correctly, Amanda, I hope.
So come on, why is it so slow? Mouse is really bothering me here. Okay, so we have one Damien's land. So it's one Damien's land. This is the official correct one.
Without Australia afterwards, right? No Australia.
This one is without Australia.
Yeah.
No, the E.
Oh, but there is one. There is a Van Diemen's Land, Australia. Oh, but that says no, right?
And we have one with Australian colonies, Australia, colony of New South Wales. They are all set to no, so they are not official. But I need those entries so that I know there are, for instance, there are 2,800 profiles using this forum of location. So I have to have this entry that I recognize those profiles correctly as Van Diemen's region actually as Tasmania region in this case.
Right.
But I know it's not correct, but I don't report suggestions for those because that's up to the local project. If they decide that they will go and correct all of them. I can change this node to number 617 or something.
Right.
And
No means it's not legit.
It's not okay, but it is in the table, so I know that that those profiles are represent are in Tasmania.
Right.
Yeah, and also it improves the location recognition due to the factor that it's here and so on. So that's the reason it's in the table. But if it says no, it's official, but the project didn't decide yet to correct it.
Right. So if the project does want to correct all of those, then you would change the no to a 616 or some other,
I think,
or some other
or
number.
618.
Whatever a suggestion number it would be that they want to use for that. And so the project would have to tell you to change that or ask you to change that.
Basically, and they should do it, not that we will carry hundreds of thousands of suggestions for next 10 years.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Good. That answers that question.
Okay.
Anything else you want to highlight there?
I'm just looking. This week I added okay dot, yeah, okay, we had some dots with saints and st dot, so I resolved those problems to be this is for the Portuguese links with 6,000 updates. Okay, connectathon. I changed to the missing comma in location. Now I did some kind of automation because before those were reported only if I manually added the location without a comma to the table. Now I do it automatically, so I deleted all those entries and it's just checked internally if the comma is missing. So this week we have around almost 100,000 new suggestions about that. Or maybe some less, but okay. Norway was regionized, so I added all the regions in Norway.
Nice.
With the help of their project, and we have Escalash.
And here we are.
And we can see the.
You're editing Chris. That's very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm changing. Actually, I was changing his birthplace.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Let's discard the draft. Actually, I'm working on place name suggestions. Yeah, so now we decided that it will be a kind of place name suggestions explorer.
Ooh.
Come on, mouse, work.
Oh.
Okay, now it moved.
Amanda appreciates you for adding the commas. Okay, we're waiting for Alesh's mouse.
I mean, this was already almost functional, but then we decided to have it as a drop, as a dialog.
Okay.
Come on, this remote.
So you put in a name and a location and a date, and
no,
then
you write the location, yes, and
the
date. I don't know. It doesn't work at all.
Of course, just when you want to show it off, that's when it's working. Yeah. I understand. Oh, there we go.
Okay, now it's starting to work. So, let me change the
yeah, 25,000 place names. That's a lot of place names, Amanda. Wow.
Okay, can we hear each other?
I can still see you.
Okay. Okay, now it's better.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, so, yeah. So you, I mean, we just changed it. So I started to work on these details yesterday. So it's not done much, but for instance, let's go Pike, Mississippi. You get, so you get the Pike, Pikesville, and all.
Nice.
Oops, I did something wrong. But here, so you get the suggestion with Pike, Mississippi, United States of America. If I say here that I was born in 1769, we will not get that suggestion. We will get the one for New Spain, or just Mississippi, or so other ones, not the ones that do not actually fit in the time frame.
Right.
Here on the here are, so this is the location, the actual location entered by a WikiTree year in the database. This is the date from my location table. So for New Spain, I know, or for Mississippi, New Spain, I'm not sure. This is the value, I think. And this is the usage on WikiTree, usage count on WikiTree. So for instance, this location was used twice, and we have minimum and maximum year. So let's go back to 19th century, for instance. So we have 2,400 location were entered like this: Pike, Mississippi, United States. And they range the entered location range from 1789 to 2023. So this is directly from the data used. Or for instance, if we search for Ljubljana, here I also have a comment. So this is English format. This is local format. This is how we actually write Ljubljana, Slovenia.
Right.
You also get the comment from location table about this location ending where it is available. This is not sorted at the moment because we are testing a few different sort orders.
Right.
But it will be that the most used location will be on the top, and it also excludes all the locations that create suggestions.
Okay.
All that are and the ones that are recognized by a location table are at the beginning of the result.
Okay.
Will be at the beginning of the result set.
Right. So the ones that are definitely wrong, because they create suggestions, even if there are 1,000 of them in the data.
Yes, it is still excluded because we don't want to add.
You don't want those. Okay.
Suggestions.
Like the Van Diemen's Land Australia one that we saw.
Okay, we can try.
Okay, let's try.
One.
DIE, I think it was. Yeah.
Nah, I did that wrong again. The EE.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see. There it is. I put it on the screen there for you.
DA mens. Okay. That's how I read it. DA Enes Van Diemen's. Okay, so yeah, this is not sorted yet. We are testing different sorts, sort orders. So if we add maybe.
So presumably the ones that say yes would be the ones that show up at the top.
Oh, so no, maybe it's so low number due to the year.
It could be.
Because it doesn't, it no longer, it doesn't work without a year. Okay, 19, so let's go to 1840 probably.
And what would be a good year test for that page? If you're still with us, Amanda?
1840 should be.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think it's before it became officially Australia. That's what they called the island of Tasmania. That's fine. Uh, 1821, 1822. I've got. There we go.
So this would be actually, I don't know why. Okay.
So before 1856 is when Van Diemen's Land became Tasmania. Yes, 1840 would do it. Yeah. Okay. So for now, the ones that are no, so they're not official words, but they don't generate suggestions. They would show up in the list.
I still show them because but they would be at the very end of the list. So if you are, if the result set would be just first 20 location or 40 location out of 100,000, you would definitely not see those.
Okay.
So I am doing it based on that one, but I'm still leaving it because there can be cases like, for instance, in Slovenia, I know that even though it's wrong, for instance, this one, it's still a location that is most likely what I'm looking for.
Right.
So there are cases when those should be displayed, but they are not. They will be at the end of the list.
Cases,
maybe even colored differently to show that they shouldn't be used, but that's what someone used.
Someone used it, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, even that's helpful to know, what someone else has used, even if it's not technically the right one, because
Yeah,
if
this
you're searching
one,
for
for
people at that
instance,
same spot.
this one is definitely not recognized. It has Slovenia without a comma and the street name, but it is still in the list, and it's used 12 times. So if we would Matena. So those are the house numbers, not mine. So
Those are yours.
but not mine, but obviously other users also find that very useful.
Very helpful, yeah. Okay. Very cool. Well, this is exciting. I was going to ask how it's gone with the custom location table.
It
So
was almost finished, and now we started it from scratch.
Of course. Programmers, we do that all the time. We're our own worst enemy. Yeah. I'll just add this little thing. How hard could it be?
We decided for this design because the drop-down list is not long enough to have all this information presented.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that'll be very helpful when it's done. Great.
And I will also wait. This okay. This is no, actually. Oh, this is actually what Brian prepared. Wait, no, it is mine. There will Aleš. It's okay. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to show. Yeah, so this will be. I think it will be quite good.
Good. Yeah. Looking forward to this. Excellent. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to show off, or wait, it's all
no.
an hour and a half. We're turning this. It's like the roundup. Every live cast I'm involved with seems to go on and on.
I think I showed what
I think yeah, that's great. Yeah, it is going to be a great, and I agree with you. It's going to be a game changer. Helping everyone.
Yes, because now with all these location suggestions, and then family search making new wrong ones, I mean, it's a problem. And here I will have the control of what's in the list. So if there will be a problem with some location, we will most likely discuss it in G2G, and I will improve what's shown. While on family search, we can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I see your question. You've been talking about whether Demon's Land has an apostrophe or not. Amanda says she didn't want to complicate things, so we'll let the project decide whether there's an apostrophe or not. I think I saw the apostrophe. I think in your location table it's written both ways.
Yes, it should have apostrophe. Oh, that's the reason why we got better results there. I mean, I was surprised there were so little. So not wait, where do I have again this one? Edit. I think this one. Let's try it again.
So it's the land that belongs to Van Diemen.
Well, we can only search for van and land.
Oh, Vanland.
Allensbrink, Landsbrink. Okay, we need something.
Maybe we need a little bit more than
that. What was it again?
The Van Diemen's Land. D-I-E. There it is. Oh, she didn't put it. Oh, you know what? She didn't put an apostrophe when she in her first comment there. So that was. But I think there is supposed to be a comma, an apostrophe after the demon before the S.
DMN.
Van Diemen apostrophe this. Or if you just put Van Diemen, it would find it whether it has an apostrophe or not, right?
Yeah, I did exactly that, but there are only 4 suggestions, so I'm not sure why.
Okay. Well, how about we put that on hold?
1850, 60.
Oh, it could be the date. Yeah,
Oh,
before
Valdiemen.
1856.
Okay, I mistyped.
Oh, well, that was good. We can't tell how all those little letters you're typing in that tiny little thing there. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here I can increase.
Oh, you can. Oh, okay. I thought it was one of those.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Van Diemen. A lot of them are without the apostrophe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's.
There's some that have it and some that don't. Okay.
Let's add additional word to see.
Oh, Denise was able to see that you had VAL and not VAN. Eagle eyes on you, Denise. There, I could not tell that.
Okay, now we are getting a bit better. I mean, now the sort order is really wrong, but now you can see we have this and a few entries here with the dates, those, and also a big number. Those will be at the top in the then, and those are correct.
Those are the correct ones. Okay, super.
This one is correct. Actually, this one isn't, but it will be lower in the table due to that. Okay. I should really first fix the sort order, but I was just testing some other things to find partial match, to score for partial match, to score partial word match, to score not as good as full word match.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's smart.
And that was fixed, but.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Well.
It also work for Quebec.
Oh, okay. Oh, with the accents.
Without, if you write without, you should get the one suggestions with.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Yeah. That was one of the things we had problem with.
Yes, that is very helpful. Yeah, because depending on, because you could write it with or without. Both are acceptable depending on whether it's in English or in French. But technically, those characters are different ASCII characters, so that's a non-trivial thing to fix. So, thank you for doing that.
It's not just the Quebec; it's all those characters.
Oh yeah, I know. It's all French. Yeah.
Not just French, Slovenian, Spanish.
Oh right. Yeah.
We have, for instance, Cernomel. It should. This is correct for
thing about the C. Yeah. Those are good. Looks like you thought a lot of stuff. Okay. I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
We have to stop.
Yeah, we have to. Okay.
But that's good. No, you've done great stuff here, Aleš. Thank you very much. Anyways, thank you, everyone. I can't believe people have stuck with us all this long time. That's great. Thank you to everyone who's asked questions. Post them in the G2G and the live chat as well, because that makes it a much more interesting Ask Aleš episode. So if our conversation has spurred more questions, add them to the G2 post now, and we will get to them in September or when the new post comes up in September. Thank you, Aleš, for everything you've done, and sorry for cutting you off at only an hour and 35 minutes. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you around on the first Wednesday of September, unless something else comes up. But I'm pretty sure we will. First Wednesday. Did I say Thursday or Wednesday? First Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
And I will be in Ljubljana.
When you'll be in Ljubljana, yeah. Well, I might have to talk to you. Anyways, we'll see you in September, first week of September. Have a great day and see you around.
Bye.
Bye-bye.